Okay, before we get into the interior cleaning video, I have one announcement, and that's I started a second YouTube channel called Detail Core, and that's where it's 110% focused on the business side of things. So if you've been wanting to start your detailing business, you want to grow it, you want to get into the realm of detailing as a business, then check out Detail Core, my second YouTube channel, which will be linked down below, as well as follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of the behind the scenes look of the day-to-day operations, as I'll be posting a lot more stories and just content over there. And again, if you want to know the tools and products that we use for the video, just check everything in the description box down below for all those links and resources. But definitely go check out Detail Core, subscribe, and just follow along if you're into the business side or want to get into the business side of things. Okay, see you.
And this is a 20-something Nissan G37 sedan. This is actually the second time the customer calls us out. The first time was for that truck we did a while back at the same location. So he got another vehicle and he wants us to touch it up. It's actually pretty used. It's a little harder to show you leather, but it definitely, oops, sorry, wrong way guys. It definitely is gonna come out super good. Like you can tell there's already a little layer of dirt and grime. We'll remove this, and there's a bunch of let me do this right now for you guys live. You can see there's quite a bit of little stains there. This not so much. Let's see here. Overall, like this one is gonna be super simple. Like the steering wheel is super dirty, like really dirty. Let's see how, like if you can see all this, I like that white residue and such. That's all actually like dirtiness from grabbing it so many times over so many years. There's nothing I can do here. Like this plastic is corroded and it's messed up now, but all this is gonna come out really well. And for the service, I'm charging $220. See how that layering, like I can see it in person, but like see all that dirt and such. So that's gonna come out nicely. Let me lower this ISO for you guys. And typically, it usually is that the bottom portion is gonna be dirtier than the top portion, just because that's where you're making more contact and such. So let's go over to the back. Door panel, hopefully you're seeing it here, but yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, to be honest, but there's like a very thick layer. There's definitely a thick layer of dirt and like residue built up everywhere. But overall, like this isn't bad. Like it's a decently maintained vehicle overall. Like it's not like trash like how we usually get the interior. So it's not gonna take that much work. Granted, it's gonna take a while because I'm recording. So that's quite a bit of residue. Not sure where all that is, but we'll handle that. Oh, well, that's nasty. These door panels will literally just need a wipe down. Like there's nothing to it on these. So these would, like, I'm literally just gonna wipe them down. It doesn't look like they need any agitation. Leather seats back here, same thing. They're not that bad. Not as bad as the front ones, but they still do need attention. A little bit of a stain right there. And yeah, I mean the seats, the floor mats are gonna get shampooed, of course, and any other area that needs it around the interior. But overall, this should be a pretty straightforward detail. Even this door panel will be quickly agitated because there's not really much going on here. So here I'll be using the super clean diluted 10-to-1 with the Chemical Guys leather brush. Now if you are going to spray it, don't spray it to enough where it's actually dripping down. Like you want to spray it just enough where it kind of sits on there and it doesn't move at all. Like, and I'm not going to completely saturate it. I'm going to saturate more the leather brush, because if you spray too much, it's going to start dripping and then you'll cause those little streaks in the leather, which they're removable, no biggie, but you're creating an extra step for yourself. So when you are spraying leather, and like on plastic as well, but primarily leather, especially when it's hot outside, like right now, like you can tell that the seat's hot because the sun's just hitting it. You do not want to create those drips. And like always guys, leather is 50 billion times easier to clean than cloth seats. Like this is gonna go by so quick. It's not that dirty. Maybe you can see all that dirt right there. And when you need to touch a specific area, just spray into the brush. You need to spray the entire area. But just like that, this leather top portion is done. And things like this, hopefully it's catching on camera. I can't do anything about that. Like as far as detailing goes, like can you get it fixed? Yeah, you can get it resprayed and stuff, or re-dyed, whatever you say, but however you call it. But as far as detailing abilities, no, that's done for. Again, like with cloth seats, you want to saturate and such. With here, I'm gonna do half the seat so you can see. Like it's literally just like, I'm not getting, like, first of all, nothing is dripping. I'm not over soaking it. And just to give it that, I guess, lubrication. And again, the foaming part, it doesn't, you don't need to see foam for it to be working. I'm gonna just do this one side. I can do the entire interior with just this bottle, this 132-ounce bottle, super clean, diluted 10-to-1. And it'll be vehicles like this where like I use like 10 towels in total, if that. So look at that. That was literally like a minute worth of work, and hopefully it's catching on camera because I already adjusted the exposure. Complete difference between the two with 30 seconds of work. So now let's do the other side. And the sun's not hitting this part, so you technically could use a little more. The temperature between these two is pretty significant actually, because the sun's been hitting that portion, and here it's just all in the shade. And just like that, spray into the brush maybe. And boom, we are done with the seats. Looking fabulous. Now there's like some scratches here, and typically what that is, like when you drag your, at least in my experience, hopefully it's catching these little marks here, is that when you drag, I'm not gonna do it, but say like your fingernail and you drag it around here, or something catches it and it kind of just skips over it, right there, right here, right here, right here, right here, maybe right there. Like there's nothing I can do with that. That's like damage at that point. So let's do another half. And just like that, we have cleaned years off of this leather seat. See if you can tell from the camera. Is that noticeable, guys? Hopefully it is. And now let's do the other side. And there we are, completely clean. Well, I gotta move the stands here to get these areas, but other than that, it looks pretty good. Actually, you know what, let's go ahead and try to knock out this door panel real quick. So I'm gonna break it up into the 3 portions. The top, the middle, and then look, that little part right there. This isn't dirty at all. Some of the door sweeping motions here. As you can see real quick. Now, come back with the smaller fine tune brush.
Wipe that down. It's supposed to rain later today, so hopefully I get a big enough window to finish this corner. I take a bigger brush to just get all that debris that's gonna reach the towel. So we're on to the bottom portion. But I'm not spraying directly into the speaker, like I'm spraying around it. There's not much in here, so you don't need to spend that much time agitating because I need it. Like, just make sure that there is nothing there to clean. Take the towel, and wipe it all down. Yeah, what do you think the door panels and the seats? They're like 50% away. Usually. Depends. Not always. In this case, yeah. And boom, we have a nice clean door panel ready for the new owner. This is a vehicle he just purchased, so wants to get it nice and dandy again. And real quick, I know I was time-lapsing right now. If it is dripping, you want to move it. Like if you do see a little drip, with your hand, with a towel, with your brush, just don't let it drip. So just like move it out the way. So if I'm doing it again. So if there's a drip right there, just knock it off so you don't create that problem for yourself. That one wasn't as dirty as that center piece, as that center part. Now that one was actually dirty. So now I've been using more and more that yellow leather and vinyl scrub brush for the steering wheel specifically. As long as you keep it on a flat surface, or you keep it flat onto the steering wheel and you kind of use the pointy edge to get the stitching, it works for the most part quicker than using like a brush, in my opinion. I'm still gonna use a brush because I'm still limited to what I can reach with it, but I do feel like it is faster using that over a brush. So I'll do a majority of what I can with that and then switch on over, as you'll see here, to my bristle brush. And I'm gonna start playing music just because I had a phone call come in and I'm just talking to the customer. So I lowered the volume and put some music over there so you don't just hear me talking the entire time. Okay, yeah. And here there wasn't much going on. You wouldn't need anything else other than brushes. I mean, I guess you could pull out the steamer, but that's, you know, at that point the steamer's not going to help you much because there's just not much to clean around. It was just a little bit of debris. And it's interesting because on the steering wheel it was covered in that white residue, but on the center console it was clean as, well, not as a whistle, but you know, it wasn't dirty at all compared to what the steering wheel was. So that's kind of a little, you know, they were always grabbing the steering wheel but never really touching the center console. This is also good use of that leather vinyl scrub brush that I've been kind of showing in these videos. Of course here, that's pretty easy to clean with anything, even just a towel, because it's just plastic. So that's no biggie right there. But what I also use this brush for is to clean the headliner. So I'll spray right here and then take this brush and agitate like so. I'm not using any hard down pressure, just lightly. And then take your towel and there you go, it's all clean. So I've been using it for that too. Typically, I would do the floor mat at the very beginning of the detail. That way I can give the floor mats or whatever I'm cleaning the most time to dry. But because of, just because I decided to get a jump start on the leather and on the door panels, and I knew just by finishing that, I would complete like half the vehicle. And because the sun, even though I said it's supposed to rain, but the sun was out for the most part. So I was like, you know what? These won't take too long to dry anyhow. So let me just get started on the interior, and I basically did this towards the end. I set them out to dry, the sun came out, and within like 45 minutes, they were completely dry. I'm using super clean diluted 10-to-1 in a IK pump sprayer with the Aqua Pro Vac extractor. All the links will be down in the description box down below.
And that's what I mean to try to get a better shot. I just try to cover the sun with some towels. That way it's not like a... I just started doing that, so the shot should be coming out a little better since it's not going to be too overly exposed. So like here, I'm trying to position my body to show you the leather. Like if I just like stand anywhere, it's overexposed and you can hardly see it. But if I correctly stand over it, I can give you a better shot. So there goes the leather. See, it's hard to, well, you can tell in person from the before. It's a pretty big difference. And let me step over here, try to cover all this. Let me put my big old head in the way so you guys can see it. Yeah, but still, the sun's coming in from a different direction. Let me see if I can get this here for you guys. And there we go. Door panel came out great, or door panels came out great actually. Door jambs were cleaned out. They just wiped down with O&R in the towel. Okay, not much I can do with the backside. It's too much sun everywhere. But the carpets came out great. Well, the floor mats came out great. And then there was a few stains underneath them, so I took care of those as well. And then you pull this down. Not much cleaning here that was needed. And that's me trying to cover it up for you. I'm pretty sure people behind me are like, wow, what is he doing? Since I'm like in this weird little position, slanted and hunched over. Looking fantastic. And then hopefully you can see the steering wheel, but the steering wheel came out a lot better. And as I mentioned, like hopefully like you could see all the white beforehand, but now it's like actually just a proper color, which means they were grabbing the steering wheel all the time. Like literally, like you know how usually when you drive you might put it like, you know, you have your spots where you grab. But here, like the entire steering wheel was just covered in white residue, so they were gripping that thing everywhere. And then there's a few stains on the headliner and such, as I was showing you. We took care of those. And then those stains over here, if you remember. Let me see if I can open this up. Those were taken care of. And of course the trunk was vacuumed and like 1 or 2 stains, but I'm not gonna open that up since it's pretty boring. There's nothing going on back there. Alright, and that should be it for this video. It was a very straightforward cleaning. Had it not been for the camera, I mean, it'd be like a 2.5 hour job. I think it's like 12:15 right now, so 3 hours and like 15-20 minutes. So really straightforward. These are the ones that you really want. It's not that, and that's the thing, like you have to, it's kind of like a mindset thing where like you don't, not every car has to be like a struggle, you know, like you know how you're accustomed to like you work hard, you get a reward, and for us business owners or anything like where there's like a monetary transaction, like it has to be hard work in order to get the money, right? But there's gonna be a lot of times where I was like, man, this didn't feel like I should have charged that much, but I'm still providing the service and yada yada yada. It's like, so it's just like a little weird thing. Like some cars you're like, man, that didn't really feel like work, but I still made quite a bit of money, so that's good. And it's, you know, you're still charging accordingly, but it's just like for whatever reason, like it just, you did it, like it just wasn't that much work. So like this one, like not that it feels like I didn't work, but I'm saying like it's compared to what I usually do, it wasn't much. 2.5, 3 hours and I'm out of here. So these are the ones that you want because it's not that much work, it's good money, and you're just in and out. So Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Leave any comments, questions, concerns that you have down below. Again, check those links in the description box down below for those resources, guides, and the tools and products that I used. I'll see you on the next one.